Welcome to All You Need to Know with SunStar Baguio. This is Conway Copas, and this is where we discuss relevant issues from relevant sources.
After serving the police organization for almost 38 years and retiring as Police Major General in December 2016, Benjie Bañez Magalong continues his career as public servant, being the chief executive of the country's summer capital. In his 2 months of office as mayor, Magalong faces a Baguio rehabilitation with issues on environment, traffic, the city's carrying capacity, among others. How will this public servant approach these challenges in the next 3 years? Let's get to know Baguio City Mayor Benjie Magalong.
And with us in this episode is Baguio City Mayor Benjie Magalong to talk to us about his plans and his insights as mayor of the country's summer capital. Mayor Benjie, thank you for joining us in a pilot episode of All You Need to Know with SunStar Baguio.
My pleasure, Conway.
Okay, so Mayor Benjie, how would you describe your first 2 months as mayor of the city?
It's very challenging.
Challenging, sir.
Very exhausting.
Exhausting. Why do you say that, Mayor
A lot of sleepless nights.
Oh, sleepless nights. Yes, sir.
And we found out that we have a lot of things to do here in the city of Baguio. We have some issues with our environment. We have some issues with our water supply. We have serious issues with our traffic. We also have to deal with illegal settlers. So it's a lot of things have to be done for the city of Baguio. And if you remember, I keep on mentioning during my campaign that my commitment to the people of Baguio is to create a better Baguio.
A better Baguio.
Correct. And that's the reason why sometimes as a mayor you have to look at things from a micro level, but most of the time you have to look at it from a macro level. Make sure that you become really strategic about solving some of the serious issues affecting the city.
Can you give us an instance, Mayor Benjie, on how to deal with those problems from a macro level?
Yeah, okay. Take for example, our problems on traffic. Sometimes when you talk about solving the traffic problems, you talk about fixing the traffic lights or just deploying more policemen in the streets or more traffic policemen in the streets. But you forget that there is such thing as 4 pillars in managing traffic. You're talking about the 4 E's. You're talking about engineering, education, enactment of laws, and enforcement. And with it comes the strategic solutions. Like for example, you have to make sure that you have a traffic management office. We don't have a fully functional traffic management office. It's just like saying, your problem here is crime, is an order, but you don't have a Philippine National Police or a police. So it's a strategic solution. You have to put up a traffic management office. It should be fully functional with well-capacitated people to man the office. We have a traffic engineer, but we don't even have a well-capacitated traffic engineer. He has no training. We have to build as many parking buildings as possible. If you go over the previous studies about the situation in Baguio, 57 square kilometer area. But it was only designed for 25,000 people. And comfortably, it can accommodate 8,000 vehicles. Now we have about 44,000 vehicles in the city of Baguio in 2018. And can you just imagine, where are you going to park all the other vehicles? So we have to create as many or construct as many parking buildings as possible. That's again strategic. Another is terminals. We have to build huge terminals so that our visitors don't have to bring their cars to the city of Baguio. If you remember, about 2 years ago, we have a huge problem. We have a gridlock in the city. And that is because 25,000 vehicles went to Baguio in just 2 days. And on top of that, on top of the 44, we have 25 vehicles, 1,000 vehicles. So you're talking about 60, 70,000 vehicles all in Baguio City. in a 57 square kilometer area. Can you just imagine how you can manage moving all these cars with a limited road capacity?
So, since you mentioned the police officers, Mayor Benjie, what's the difference between being a mayor and being in the police? And what are the things that you've learned as a police officer, and how are you applying it as your new job as a city mayor?
There are similarities and differences. Being a mayor and a police officer, let us say as a regional director, I was a regional director in Cordillera from 2011-2013. It involves management of people, management of resources, management of time. But the huge difference is being a mayor, you have the mandate of the people. Being a police officer, you have to watch out for every action that you make, for every word that you utter. Why? Because anytime you can be relieved. But being a mayor, you are ensured that you will be able to lead a locality for the next 3 years. So you can practically do whatever you want, but within the bounds of law. You have to make sure that you also have your own plan. You have your vision, you have your direction.
So Mayor Benjie, what qualities as a police officer would you say that you brought when you were assigned as the new mayor?
Leadership.
Leadership, sir.
Yeah, leadership. Are you aware that I never asked people to vote for me during my campaign? Never. During my 300 plus caucuses and one meeting de avance, I never asked people to vote for me. What does a typical politician say before the end of his speech? Huwag niyo po akong kalimutan. Tandaan niyo po lagi ang pangalang ito, Benjie Magalong, matatag, matigas, matibay, number 5 sa balota. A typical politician will always say that. I never said that. I never asked people to vote for me.
So speaking of your leadership, sir, Mayor Benjie.
I'll go there. I never asked people to vote for me. So everything that I discussed during my campaign, when I talk to people, it's all about leadership. And this is precisely what I bring to the city of Baguio. A new type of leadership. I'm not trying to criticize past administrations. I don't do that. I don't even blame previous administrations. For the past 2 months, I've never blamed anybody.
Well, you do have a
What I usually do is just look at the problem or look at the issues, address this, and move forward. And that's what leadership is all about.
Yes, Mayor Benjie. And in your leadership, Mayor Benjie, aside from focusing on good governance, environment, and fixing the traffic problems, what are your other priorities and what will be its impact to the residents?
Priority is to transform City Hall into an efficient government unit. And that's the reason why come January 2020, we will be introducing the performance governance system. It's a system that would ensure good governance. And it undergoes a certain process. It's a journey. I might not be able to achieve what I've envisioned in the next 3 years. Because getting into a performance governance system, that would take probably about 10 years. One thing that I am proud of is it will start during my administration. And it will start on January 2020.
And Mayor Benjie, as the father of the city, would you say you're more of a disciplinarian and authoritative or permissive?
A lot of people say I'm authoritative. A lot of people also say I'm a disciplinarian. No? Probably both.
Both.
I say to some people, that probably I prefer to be feared than respected. Because right now with all the issues that we're facing now, Sometimes we have to exact discipline, especially in addressing our traffic problems, addressing waste disposal. There are a lot of people that are really deviants. They just simply do not follow the rules and the law. Despite the fact that you keep reminding them, we have the provisions, we have these ordinances, we have these rules and regulations. Still, they just simply do not follow. And sometimes as a leader and as a father, most of the time you use your left hand. There will come a time that you have to use your right hand to instill discipline.
So, Mayor Benjie, would you say that your approach is aggressive when it comes to dealing with this?
You probably have the right word.
Aggressive, Mayor Benjie.
Yes. Yeah. I promise the people of Baguio that I will hit the ground running starting July 1. And the only way to do that is to really be very aggressive. You have established your plans, you have set your goals, your objectives. Then what I simply do is aggressively pursue it. But the only way to do that is through leadership. And how do I do it? I inspire people.
Mayor Benjie, your message to the people of Baguio in celebration of the 110th Charter Day anniversary.
I would like to thank the people of Baguio for their support. And for the past 2 months, we have made leaps and bounds. One is in transforming the city of Baguio. Second is in improving the quality of service of the local government unit. And that's because you inspire us. And that's because you motivate us. And that is because many of our constituents support us. I would like to express my profound gratitude to each and every citizen of the city of Baguio. Without you, we will not be able to accomplish what we have accomplished for the past 2 months. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you, Mayor Benjie, for joining us in the pilot episode of All You Need to Know with SunStar Baguio. For more updates, visit us at our website at sunstar.com.ph/Baguio and like us on Facebook at Sunstar Daily Baguio. Till next time, this is Conway Copas, reminding you to grab a copy of SunStar Baguio, the only daily newspaper in Northern Luzon. Happy Baguio Day!
Mas magaling ka pala guys. Karen Dapila, nagbabasa siya eh. Ikaw hindi, wala kang binabasa eh. Pero yung mga kasama mo, ninenervyos. Oh.